DRX. Don't
Dude, they're calling for 3 maps as well. Okay, we got PRX on attack. We got DRX on defense.
Early over in kickoff. This is a bit of a
Flashback is playing. Wait,
wondering,
Flashback's playing
when will
Neon.
PRX play? When will PRX possibly even win again? All those questions will be answered starting right now as they move on out straight in towards A lobby.
Well, it's good to see and they're not scared, already taking space over towards A lobby. That you got to be a little bit careful you don't take it too carefully.
You're a lunatic.
But, yeah, look, that's not what I expect.
Quickly flooding through.
Are we sure this is right? It feels like I'm pretty sure everything's wrong and it's the other way around, man. Yeah, chat. I'm so convinced that PRX is on defense and DRX are on attack because PRX just held a default, waited for the smoke patiently, and DRX with no pressure around the map, and they had aggro pressure. Just walked into a smoke.
So just tucked away inside the pocket. Mindfreak possibly holding the angle for information.
Even the player cams are switched, yeah, dude. I'm telling you. so it's not right here.
Trying to get a little bit more space, but dies to the right click within close range, freeing now. Lost in alone. It's gonna be the entire.
Damn, dude. No one goes down as well.
PRX starting off clean.
Yeah, absolutely flawless to come out from them. You do like to see that one, especially just able to kind of squander the very beginning attempts of DRX.
Absolutely mad pistol for DRX. I don't know what Flashback is thinking.
Standard to get that dark cover deep and then split it out through sewers and long. Just a little bit of ill timing.
Honestly, the replays guys done him really nice because it was a mad play. Even how he peeked into the smoke was bad.
Coming away with the pistol is going to be really confident for them.
It is really early, of course, though, Komodo. I mean, this is kind of where we're wondering how the composition
Bulldog,
play
Guardian, Stinger.
But having that double duelist, you can see why DRX tried to get aggressive.
And now you're just going back on towards
okay, insta drone. I'm so happy the PRX are playing KO though. Such a good agent for them. Flash to back of sight. Omen flash hits Bane. Just recovers in time, but me a hard retake. Got Omen flash and we got a Neon to send it, and they go. Wait, do they want to go 3+ in heaven?
For this retake at all and give away any more ulti orbs to PRX too, or if you want to just
I think they're going for it.
The spike at the end, have everything you want towards your next gun round.
A little bit of a progression smoking out from Mako.
No, okay, they're not going for it.
Possibly bait PRX into peeking a little bit further, and they are getting
Forsaken can definitely start hunting at one point, and honestly, all 3 of them are in for hunting.
Will be able to walk away with at least one. Jing hangs back, Forsaken in with a stinger as well, close range with 2 guns next to each other. Mako continues to crouch down with the right click though, but Jing will make quick work of that.
They managed to keep the main guns, kept the Guardian, kept the Bulldog. It's a couple of armor rebuys, but DRX should be kind of happy with the damage done, really. 2 armor rebuys, got 1 stinger out of them.
Didn't think I'd ever say from the shadows for Jing playing on an Omen. Hey, some good damage all in all to come out from DRX, but most importantly, bonus conversion, right? That's where we want to see them get active.
DRX have the same problem as Vitality in this map? Oh, for sure, their comp's not great.
The old PRX as well now coming through.
I think the Neon at least can go aggro A with the recon, so that they can at least have a better chance of setting one person up.
Already the normal fundamentals of how you want to go about garage control as well. Just the how do you do from Forsaken before he gets out. And I like the attempt as well, just back, leaning on some utility.
This is nice from DRX though. Instant re-clear over towards garage. They got deep sea long control.
He has to kind of do something with Bane here because the numbers are already.
Oh, look at my Omen. My Omen is confident as hell. Mako pushes through middle as an Omen and has cleared every part of the map for his team, apart from maybe this corner. So they can stick 4 on A. As long as Mako doesn't as long as he doesn't overstep here, he's done great. Yeah, a little bit of a risk reward for Mako, maybe knowing that PRX like to group up 5+ hit. No way he wins that.
He does get one, but Bane makes it a trade. Jing in for another trade as well. The spike's on the ground. PRX wants to pick it up.
Oh my god.
Dives right in. It's down to the 1-on-1.
No way they've won this. There's three. It's a 3v4. They're stuck in short, and there's a smoke in front of them. And somehow, somehow, Mind Freaks run through the smoke, and one pops. And then Something's managed to win the 1v1.
But then you kind of give up your hand just a little bit too much. A 3 versus 5
Look at this.
conversion rate to come here. A little bit
How's he won that?
for DRX as well, but for PRX, not being scared when they're in a deficit position. They're taking these fights. They're going back to what they can rely upon.
Oh god, that's a rough start for DRX. Mako did so much good as
You
well.
love to see those smiles and those fist bumps coming out once again, but here we go back into it, knowing they're up against an anti-eco round.
Oh, that's a lot of stuns. Dude, everyone's stunned up. It's a good Omen flash.
The spray's coming through, though. Ooh.
Yeah, good fault line. It's a little bit awkward for flashback in that. Again, just to highlight, this is one of the eco rounds.
This is a worrying sign for DRX. They can't really hold A. It is like the comp, because I mean, chat, you lose so much by not having the breach. Even with all the stuns here, like PRX had enough back to just mean that they can't really go aggro A. And in terms of game plans at the moment, PRX are doing a really good job of being like, you have no breach to kind of stop us from controlling this area. Sure, they've maybe been patient and like waited for the stun, but majority of the time they're just winning out the A battle.
And now you start to build up a couple of these ultimates as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a timeout to come out too soon for DRX. I mean, you don't win the pistol, you don't win the bonus round. If you don't win your next gun round, I mean, you start to question a little
last
bit.
bullet.
Are PRX playing our composition better?
It does feel that way, doesn't it? I mean, you got the tail on the breach, but we're not seeing too much of that just yet either. It's just the fact that they've been
change up. And at the moment, the main focus is like, how do they hold A main? So they bring up the op. Recon has been getting pings. Op goes in. It's the first time the DRX have had enough money to buy an op, and PRX just go for a fast strat. We Omen ult. And dude, this is the old school Omen ult where you make it. Dude, this is my old strat. You make it look like it's like you're ulting back a site, sound cue wise, but you actually go spawn. Dude, they actually owned them. This is my 2021 strat.
Has broken a lot of DRX's defensive lines. Mako trying to find something. We'll be able to get a double, but something makes it a trade. Bane now
Haven't seen this for years.
back into the site. He is
It fails so often. That's why you haven't seen it for years.
In for the straight. And now
Damn, I respect this, bro. Also, like the whole thing makes sense, right? The DRX first time they can get an op, so they just decide to go fast instead of doing like a slow default. We have just a set strat. Omen ult is like tucked to the corner. You think he's back aside if you're close. And they honestly didn't even consider it.
Scenario where you're in a 5 versus 3. Some brilliance from Mako, don't get me wrong, but when you're looking down the barrel of a Teho still alive, they've still got salvos, you've got the special delivery still as well, and you're a lonely jet with some cloud bursts, you're not really going to be able to get a defuse like that. So back to the drawing board for DRX, but with no timeout, just an eco round to have here.
No timeout.
PRX
and
they start their hand a little bit differently.
Hitting everywhere. Hitting everywhere on the map at the moment. Also, like the whole kind of game plan's made like is really nice, right? You create so much pressure A, and there's so much focus on A, and then you hit over towards B, and now we can just freely just on the eco farm some orbs, make sure that you can get your ults ready for the next buy round.
Have flashback marching a little bit closer up towards a short, but
everything's kind of perfect at the moment. They got a little bit. I mean, the individuals bailed them out in the third round. It's the only round that hasn't looked incredible for PRX, but everything else has been awesome. My Freak's looking nice. Got a bit of freedom lurking around, winning duels.
It's kind of strange to see this from PRX, isn't it, Komodo? I mean, they're showing off different looks. They're slowing down the pace. It causes DRX to question what's going on. And then a curious Bane looks up front, gets picked off by Forsaken. Now the smokes are out. Got utility just to clear out the side as well. Flashback tries to get ahead of it, but the fake crash does get ahead of him as well. Forsaken 2 kills.
The money's out of control, chat. Max money, max money.
More so up towards that max 9,000 credit mark, really. Just again, these pistols for DRX try and do some sort of damage, if at all possible, and it's not going to be a flawless round
and they're kind of just giving it a little bit.
And they've been holding on to that outlaw for quite a while, haven't they?
Something gets his ult as well, so now we're going to another buy round, and they got their ult. So, I mean, DRX should be timing out. For sure.
I just have to imagine Termy's somewhere
shaking
a
nice shot
right now.
Yeah, I mean, I see what Bane's
There's a
trying to
lot
do
of nice
there.
shots
You're
at the
always going to
moment.
be a little bit incentivized to try and bring something back for your team. Even on an eco round, you know, you're not got too much to lose if you're already...
Holy, what a rare sight.
Take an ult point if you do lose your
It's been a
life.
while.
But I think more importantly, this is the round that you have to see something for DRX. And a lot of ultimates available as well. PRX going to change it up. Get information off the dimensional drift.
God, we're not even swinging.
It's definitely one way to stay ahead of the game. Info gain as well, and that's the salvos just to try to
Okay, maybe a little bit too much, but you probably should have killed him. It was a great dash from Hyunmin, to be honest, to get out of there.
Blocks off the B site.
It is an opening pick for DRX, but don't get me wrong. They have lost
The
it from advantage
PRX did
position
mess
so
up a
far
little
in
bit.
this
Like
map,
that
so
should
it's
just be
gonna
a
bit of
kill, for
reset
sure.
on the back of
Especially with
utility.
this comp.
Just to continue to poke and prod around the B site for now. There is a trip ahead of Mindfreak, and he will break that as well.
Oh my
No
goodness,
real
dude. I'm
space
so
forward
allergic
anywhere
to
from
early
DRX
mornings,
as well.
man.
Reposition back
It's
towards
too
the
early.
C site. You tap on towards your cam for freeing. That's a little bit deep through towards C long. You do have Marco
Thank you,
spotting
chat.
over
Thank you,
towards
thank
A,
you.
but he is by himself. He doesn't need to play here too aggressively.
Lovely
and that's
shot,
why
man.
You
Oh
lose
my
your smokes,
goodness.
You lose your advantage. And now things start to look a little bit scurrysome around the map. More rotations in towards Garage. You got to re-pick up some information.
God, they're gonna. Wait, this is gonna get really weird.
Consider using the Rolling Thunder.
Are they
to get
fully ready?
towards position here, but
Yeah,
Hungry
2 of
is
them.
Flashback and he falters.
They actually hold back, and there it is. You mentioned the Rolling Thunder.
Still
and
a
they
good
could
gamble
very
stack, but
well
that
be setting
ult just
up for it
means that
right
they
now.
can
They're
just
all
pivot
left in
over
with
to.
all the information that you want. Rolling
okay.
Thunder does go towards the C
Oh my
side.
God.
You got the Armageddon too.
And there it
Whoa.
goes. Definitely
Holy
keeping them
util, man.
trapped in. It
Oh
does
my
take
god,
a
look at the
freeze.
util. What are they meant to do?
Something in with the
They get
next
to
and
cipher
Mindfreak
info, and
guns
instead
down
of just
Hyunmin,
going back, they
PRX look nigh
insta double
unstoppable
ult
right
them.
now.
Usually, we associate calm, collective, calculated
They're playing
plays
so
from
good.
DRX, but we're getting that from PRX.
There's a
at the
couple of
moment.
like
The
shots
team
that are
you
saving them a little
generally in
bit,
history
but
don't know
they're playing
what's
so
going to
good.
be thrown your way. This is a massive revitalization for this squad.
And I would say, you know, you're not quite sure what's going your way. That's exactly how DRX are
4
feeling
ults
right
in
now.
one round, yeah, but they pretty much saved
I mean,
them
I was
for
questioning
this.
a little bit in the beginning of this map, right? What was this Neon going to look like from Flashback, who is a player who generally, you know, has to play around a site himself.
The
He's very
reaction
proficient with
to
utility,
the-
peeking on the back
to
of
the
it.
Cypher
You have to
info
be
is kinda
self-sufficient
nice.
when you're playing on towards those
So
Sentinel
fine with
agents,
it.
right? At the
It
moment,
is a lot of
I'm
ults,
not getting
but
a sense of I'm the duelist.
DRX
I'm
is
working with
sitting
my
around
team
like
who can set me
3,000
up
right
with
now.
some utility to go in for the fight. We've seen a little bit of Hyunmin and him, you know, going around together in sewers and A-Long and everything and going for it, but no setups really from any utility, because you look towards it, unless you're getting a paranoia from Marco or some sort of darts or drone from Bane, it's
That's
very
all.
difficult to get set up.
Exactly. You don't have that breach. You don't have maybe even a Teo. So it is a little bit tough, but you have been given this duelist role. You need to make something work with it. I have to imagine, given
Disciplines?
how the first
No,
rounds
they've shown
have played
discipline.
out, DRX are feeling
Even just
some
like
of those, like,
even
self-doubt
just that
moments, and
rounds,
that's
right?
why
Just a
it's
small little bit in
hasn't been
terms of
going
like the
too well.
Euro.
So hopefully
We
this
had
time out
two,
will bring them
right?
back
We had
to the
Euro
game,
ult, but we're
especially
making sure that
considering
no
the
one's
fact
peeking this
that they're
corner until
sitting
the
on
Euros
5
actually like
ultimates.
push them off the
Yeah,
angle.
I
I
mean, is
think
7
probably with
rounds
the stun.
enough, Tapia
Then we
in
have
this
here
map
as well in
to
the
get a
4v4. We're
good
actually like
idea of
freezing
what they
for a
need to do to
reaction.
at least stabilize in this first half, go over towards your own attacking side, where you actually have looked pretty destructive.
Okay,
on that
another
side
eco,
in
another
recent
chance to try and
history.
get those.
Yeah, it's cheeky.
Yeah, very cheeky position, especially
Another chance to get
Cage
those
kind of
ults back.
concealing his movements.
Speaking of
Might have
ults,
heard
every
something,
single
so
one for
Hyunmin
DRX. Then
will
you got
stay
2
disciplined, avoids that
agents
angle. The rest of the team, though, back into
that have pretty
And
good
another eco round to come through
eco
from
ults if you
DRX,
want
where
to.
PRX are taking it patient. They're not playing their hand, getting too hungry for anything, just playing together, collective.
very careful. This is a team that has had perfect games before, but here
No
it
way
comes,
he
the
got
quick
that.
execute out. DRX trying to get ahead of things in with the
Chat,
Hunter's Fury
3
as well,
ults.
but Mindfreak has managed to seal
3
one.
ults on
It's
the
immediate
eco,
speed
but
up from
obviously
PRX,
these
so
two
they
are
get in towards
these
the
two are
A side,
valid.
Clear it together in numbers. You know what kind of
still.
utility you're up against. You know what weaponry you're up against at the moment. You can set yourselves up for a pretty nice plant. Though
4
the
ults.
comes in from freeing, so they know where
On
everyone
the
is.
eco.
Still, though, I mean, ahead of the timing.
Incredible
PRX
flash,
has gotten
man.
themselves into position. A couple of sprays, but a couple of trades from DRX out as well. Jing in with the
Holy,
buy.
bro.
They will manage to block off those
That's,
sidelines, denying
that's-
DRX any round win.
That's a lot of
Yeah, some
ults to
damage
lose
in there
around
for
with.
sure, but damage is not what we're looking for at the moment, Quack. We're
What
looking
a-
for rounds
what a crazy
from
shot from
DRX.
Mindfreak,
We're
by the
looking
way.
for some sort
They
of
got
plan
4
that
ults
goes
on their eco.
100%. I have missed
And they
it,
don't win
and
the
I'm going
rounds.
to highlight this because I think it's quite important, and I'm sorry. I'll apologize first for Flashback. He's still on the donut. There's 0 kills coming through from him at the moment. I want to see him electrified. He's playing Neon. We need to see him get set up for some aggressive play from the team to get into Paper X's face, because when they're
This is
playing
DRX's
slow,
map pick. Yeah,
we're
dude,
not
they
seeing too much
literally
space gathered elsewhere
looked
from
at
DRX.
they looked at Vitality, pick in Haven with a comp that doesn't make sense, and they went, you know what? This looks like fun, man. Losing embarrassingly looks pretty fun. Let's do it.
He's pushing over towards the C side of things, but Flashback, I cursed him. He's been cursed. He's got on the board.
It's madness.
At the same time, though, off to the other end of the map, Forsaken in with the operator for the first round. Just holding things down. DRX having the numbers advantage will slow things down.
Yeah, the reclear over towards C as well for Paper X. You do currently see Hyunmin on the site itself. Some time to be bought from all this utility as well, but this is where you rest on the back of what Paper X do best. Explode in towards the site.
Clone.
Boy, that timing of the Omen flash, what the hell? Is Jing the best Omen?
Kind of marks Hyunmin's angle. Still though, with a bit of a strafe, he takes down Jing. At least Divine something will have each other's backs, and with that, the site completely flooded. Flashback, however, tries to get ahead, deny any spike plants. He will get one. Divine in for the trade with an op. Bane alone against two.
Mate, they need you to win this 1v2. No pressure.
Back into it as well.
Okay.
Holds it down, finds something.
Oh, does he know?
And it's a low HP Divine.
I think he knows.
It's an up and hand though, but there it is. The
Okay,
soft
nicely
dart.
done.
You said it.
They're on the boards. They're on the board. They can pick up an op, and they got
The gun
3
barrel
chances
was
to
just
get 4.
spotted. It's such a tight line on the corner.
Not too
wall.
bad.
But somebody maybe called it, or maybe he just had the
It's
sixth
still
sense.
doable.
The
It's just the
shot
fact
to
that
go,
that comp
the kill to be calculated.
probably means it's not doable.
Finally, DRX on the board.
And that's a much needed round at this juncture in this first half. Starting things off with a bit of a kill from Flashback, taking down Mindfreak. That just denied so much with how PRX has been operating in towards A lobby.
And it's another moment in this round where the advantage is on the side of DRX. And
11 should be enough.
Back in towards their favor, right? They reposition.
You got that much
towards
faith
the
in their
C side,
defense?
behind the dark cover, exploding,
They got a nice
layering the
defense
utility
comp.
nicely on in. It's what you do like to see from them, but a good little individual clutch to come out at the end there. It's what you need. You need to see some individual brilliance to come through from DRX at the moment, because as a team,
Okay, we got a
it's not
fast
really
strat.
doing too much. A reposition from Marco, however, and he was back
It's
to
like the
Jing.
one pause that was gonna wreck him.
But in with the gate crash once again, the clone as well from Forsaken.
Okay, well,
trying
8-4
to
half.
gather more information into the C side, and he confirms
That's what it
there are
feels
quite
like.
the number of DRX players on
Not
the C
too
side.
bad.
Another single advantage for DRX, just like last round, but difference in the fact that it's not Mindfreak. Jing going down means no smokes, means you have to try and find a little bit of timing for Paper X at the moment, and I thought Mindfreak might have had it, but Marco stepping up when you need a leader to the most.
Quick
What's Jing doing? It's just their fast strat. It's like the only way this looks dumb is from 2 spots. One, someone holding in the smoke. 2, someone on this box.
Still looking to get aggressive.
Wait.
Straight into it. He finds a triple. Tries to go for the next spray, but gunned down
Wait.
by Bane. The salvos go out.
Oh god.
And the buy will turn this into a one-on-one. Look for the tap. Flashback gets it
Okay.
instead.
That was nearly so close.
Okay,
for Paper
it's so
X. I
good.
think a lot of
Dude,
people
this
would
round
have
is
been
nuts,
yelling,
bro. No
screaming
one
at
has
the
any money.
monitors. Paper X
Everyone has
nearly
to
make that
buy
work,
down
and
here. They
DRX,
got
I mean,
4 people with
you
no
gotta take
money.
a sigh, you gotta take a breath. I do like the start, don't get me wrong. Marco trying to do what he can, dancing around the side as well. You know, Hyunmin starting to get what he needs to, but I gotta say, Forsaken,
Whoa.
he is in the server today. He's got to be happy with that little performance, and individually as well. Divide,
Phantom
right?
looks
For
unreal.
Teho in that situation, trying to do what you can with what utility you have. Isolate a single position with the salvos.
Okay,
look
back to the
around,
A,
take
but this is where they got the
try
ARP.
to do with the scaling over
They
towards
don't
A
really.
with the rest of the squad, where Forsaken will lead with the dimensional drift.
A bit of information as well, but Hyunmin in with the op does deny any potential lurks coming out from Mindfreak.
Okay, now what?
That is going to be Paper X continuing to try and barrel through into this A side combo of ultimates heading
Double
in.
ults, but
Can you
flashbacks
actually
here.
get in towards this at the moment? You're ready for a drop out of towards
Wait.
the heavens, and it looks like
No
it might
way.
just be the holding of the side at the moment. Bane Flashback getting active.
And they found
Okay,
it. That's a
we
couple
had a
more
little bit of
down into
madness
A
in.
short, and that's DRX
We had a
denying
little bit of
Paper X
madness.
entry despite the ultimate set through.
A little bit of a
Does
late
honestly feel like an
defensive
8-4.
half resurgence for DRX, but is, you know, an 8-4 9-3
I'd be tempted to just go back to a fast strat here, though.
On the earlier side of that with
Like the ops
with an
wrecking them a
8-4.
little bit.
Of course, but again, you know, PRX, they're still carrying a lot of this momentum. They're figuring out themselves. You know, against the eco rounds, we're playing it slow. Against the well-equipped rounds of DRX, yeah, we're losing a pick, but we're recalculating what we need to do. Grouping up, playing utility, going for a nice little entry. Sorry. So I wouldn't be surprised at the moment here with this little lesser-equipped party mix of weapons that you have for PRX that you do play it a little bit slower, that you play on the back of your utilities.
And that does give you a lot of confidence as well moving into the later rounds, even in the second half. It might be an 8-4 if anything.
Okay.
But we'll see
Aggro
how
push from
PRX
DRX. Gonna try
adjust
set
from the
2 up
previous
close,
rounds.
A.
They've been, you know, pretty much dedicated to whatever side they
While
pick.
that's going
Don't
on,
wanna fall into a trap here though as DRX.
got
Brought
a
in towards the A lobby, welcomed with open
we got a
arms.
Forsaken who's
and
just
walked in
strolled
towards the trap
into
of
garage.
PRX. Do see as well that Forsaken is snuck in towards the garage. Hyunmin being quite cautious of that. You also do have freeing over towards the back of the plat too. So if it does
calls
turn
his
into
team
a bit of a
over.
C play from PRX, it's not going to be too quick of a rotation from the rest of the DRX guys who are at the A side at the
TP
moment.
to
Still
here.
a transition from
Oh,
Bane
they're going
currently.
for it.
At the same time, though, Mako also continuing to push out a paper. For further information, DRX pretty much has an idea of what PRX are trying to do. And with
And
that,
Freeing
the
did
angles being
great.
held, the op shots
Freeing
fired
did
through.
great.
Bane with
Okay,
the final
if we
kill,
called it a little
DRX
bit,
will secure
8-4.
this last round of the first half for DRX.
But I'm telling you, 8 with this comp on attack is nice.
So, hey,
It's honestly a good comp on defense.
Very much
DRX,
so, and it
the comp doesn't
always
really
has
make
been
sense
the
on
case
defense, so
for DRX.
they got the
Meanwhile,
hard
though, for PRX,
hard
I mean,
half
this
away
is
from
where
him.
you
But honestly,
start
I think
to
they should
question
struggle.
things
They
once
should
again.
struggle against the
They
Cypher.
started out so incredibly hot.
Cypher
but now
breach
they've got
Teo, double duelist.
Yeah, I mean, you're switching things up. You're going over towards your defensive side. If you're dropping towards the pistol round, you know, you can have a little bit of a waltz around and see how are we going to get back in towards this one, right? I think if it was the other way around at the moment, I'd be way more worried in a scenario than for PRX, where I'm a little bit less worried right now from DRX, right?
Surely. That is the case, of course. Double duelist heading
Unless
into
they look
the
like
attacking
T1.
side
As
for
in
DRX.
DRX,
And
the
that's
thing
where
is
you
the
expect
comp
a little
doesn't
bit
really
more
work
strength to come out, right?
the
If you
same as
think about
that.
going and diving in towards these sites, there's
Like
a
that-
lot of options that
the
DRX
ISO
are gonna be
provides
able to
so
have in
much
towards, you know, you see explosions,
in
you're
the-
at
in the double
explosions, but there's
duelist
a lot of
comp.
reliance on making sure that your sober utility to come out from Bane is
Like,
going
it's
to
very
be
hard
there. And
for any of these guys to just like walk into garage like an ISO would with a pop of his shield.
You know, it's how they all work alongside each other. Hyunmin and Flashback as well. They need to be supported. Conversely, though, Komodo, I'm thinking for
board next with the
PRX,
Prime. Thank you for the
they
6
started
months.
things
Thank you,
out
thank you.
incredibly hot. We do have, you know, some of our favorite players on different roles, different agents. How does that continue to play out? Mind Freak, you know, we can kind of expect a consistent performance with that. But how does
Okay,
Jing
pistols
look
at the
on
moment. We got a
I mean,
1-0.
I think towards how early they got
And
knocked out over towards
shot.
King off and how much time they've had to actually practice a new emerging comp and meta
Info
like the
down,
Breach
C
meta.
long, Gary. It kind of looks like they wanna
We shall see how
actually
it does
fight this.
Continue to play forward now. Jing thus far has been, I would say, quite okay. 10-5.
Well, standard things, but unfortunately for Freeing, gonna be the casualty of the bullets.
Yeah, just a couple of shots blindly through the cage, and he does find something. A kill, that is, not the player.
Kind of passive for PRX at the moment. Don't mind it. Bit of a garage look after for them. Oh, fire dispatched off, however. And that's going to be a B site that you want to start to get aggressive on. Though I'm looking at the other members of DRX. How are you going to get Bane in this? How are you going to get Flashback? If you're trying to tap on towards the plant, you're trying to set Hyunmin in for a bit of a sneaky beaky
Oh,
play.
Hyunmin
It's
got
the
one there.
one-to-one trade, and now you actually have managed to get in towards this A site. Does
Yeah, this is a nice
Forsaken
little
know
inside of
it's
one
empty space.
towards A and then just walk up as you create a lot of pressure over towards B. 3v3 retake, and they have stun and Omo Flash.
Team just circling back up. They do have the fault line paranoia combo that allows Forsaken.
Oh god, team stun. Oh, he team stunned.
Oh. Deny that spike plant, but Bane will hold his ground. A single tap and forced to hang back and reload. Still though, audio cues be damned. Something has a flashpoint in his pocket. Looks for the right timing. Senses a bit of a fake. Now slowly creeps up. Bane looks to stick, and there it is, the flash sent through. It doesn't quite
Oh yeah,
find him,
Flash
though,
doesn't
and
really
Bane
find him.
will find the
Okay,
headshot.
Bane
DRX
Bane does a
forward.
madness because his
Close, but it is
teammate
carried
stuns
over
him
from
and he
the
still
first
manages to win the
half. A couple
1v2.
of early duels,
1-1
right?
for the
The
pistols.
one-to-one trades to come out, some repositions around the map. I do really actually like what DRX did over towards the B site. When you take out Devi, you recognize that there's going to be no one else on towards the site. You go in for the look on, are we actually going to plant here? You bait out some rotations from Forsaken off the A site, you get in there and you go for the plant. However, the quick heads up for PRX to recognize they've got a paranoia, fault line combination that they can go in with to drop Forsaken in towards the site. I thought that retake was going to
maybe by a little bit too much. We'll see.
This is the way back
Sheriff
for DRX for this map.
So it might be a couple of light armors for next round, but we'll see if they decide to get an outlaw out. Honestly, DRX don't really buy outlaws, to be fair.
Single kill off of B, and they don't quite fully commit because they still have more that they can work with. Now, on the anti-eco, of course, straight into C.
Yeah,
got a bit of a lurk as well.
A difference as well from PRX. When they lose positions around the map, they recognize that they just need to take space somewhere. Yes, it's on the eco round, but I'd love to see this when they get their rifle rounds happening.
Okay, who gets the kills? Who gets the ult?
Different story if they had guns.
Bane and Ideal World for DRX.
Just hold up inside garage. Util back in, so a bit of a progression smoke. Hyunmin tries to look for a head or two around the dome. Doesn't quite find much. That allows for PRX to march in, boots on the ground, but Flashback still holding the angle, slides forward, and that's gonna be a second kill to his name. Still though, a couple of
just gonna accept this and die to the spike. Okay, they
got enough damage, you would say. Mako
one gun out of them.
Trying to hold back true. Everyone ninjas.
Everyone up with the spike at the end. When you can't get any more ultis, you don't want to give anything more over towards Hyunmin, to Bane as well, getting closer to that
smoke for retake. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
You know, these key ultimates that could definitely be impactful when you're going in towards the next gun round for PRX.
Blocks garage angle, blocks down here.
Beginning, allow DRX to really start to steamroll back in towards this map. Again, you know, not too much that you'll take away from a round such as that. Some damage at the attempted retake to come out from PRX for sure.
Wait, Ryan.
We do love a diligent Alex.
He's changed from smashing the desk to writing notes.
But at the same time, wondering about how this double duelist might work out. Sure, some guns were robbed away, but they will be able to buy or at least trade some weapons off of each other. It's Flashback in with a Bulldog instead of a Bucky.
Yeah. Quick up towards mid as well from DRX if they actually want to attend
it's
to
old vision strikers.
Yeah,
and good luck to Jing.
Expect, however, Jing to still be in here because it looks a little bit awkward for him. Good for one.
Yeah, and that is going to be an effective flood nonetheless. PRX continuing to try
the
to
C split
forward.
through B.
It's going to be a bit of a gate crash for Forsaken as well, or am I seeing a UI bug? Not too sure. Nonetheless, they are still coming in, but then denied out by
we're pretty much going to repeat the first half. Pistol into a bonus, pistol into a bonus.
To this gun for the next round.
Well, that's
money
attacking-sided bonuses,
very good for
unless
DRX.
somehow Devi gets from A to C in a defuse here. Going both of those teams on the attacking side.
I wonder when PRX is going to call a timeout. So again, they can wreck some of these shots with some trips. I need to put more focus on looking where the trips are.
Yeah, and DRX, I mean, I say Breach Teho, right? But they're changing it up. Double duelist, you got to be a little bit more proficient and cohesive with what layering of utility that you want to do to get in towards the sites. And I'm looking at it here for poor old Devi.
No gun kept, very nice for DRX.
Bonus not able to take away a rifle towards this next round as well.
Yeah, this is another chance for them to get a lot of money.
Equalizer.
Yeah, just 2 rounds and quick enough. DRX are able to kind of suspect what kind of defensive positions PRX might be holding. That was a very deliberate plan, Komodo, to send Flashback as well as Hyunmin in, both in and outside of garage, where they start to launch that assault into the C site.
Yeah, double duelist strengths at the moment for DRX are really going to play on the back of changing up their approaches, right?
Yeah,
if
it's
you're
an early timeout.
Switching and swapping between fast plays, bait plays, you know, and, you know, just pure overwhelming numbers if you're going for a little bit of contact play, you know, towards C long that we saw from PRX over in the first half, for example, on this double duelist comp, is definitely going to be a thing to keep PRX questioning where do we want to rotate our key positions, where do we want to layer up any fault line salvo combos, where do we want to position Forsaken as well to be able to quickly rotate, but more importantly, apply pressure in taking space around the map.
Yeah, the most successful one that we've seen thus far was just on the pistol, where Forsaken managed to get that read, where he was playing kind of passively or defensively enough on towards
He's not angry.
I
mean, is this a pistol into a fast,
though, not quite sure, but
split
one
bonus
thing we
round?
can say for sure is that there are millions of Jing fans.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder, though, how many of them actually would have thought Jing and an Omen, right?
No.
How many of them would have thought that they were having a complete switch up towards PRX, which, you know, I look at this roster of agents and I think this is not
looking like we want to grab an orb here.
Gaming, but it can have its key moments.
Well, we'll see if the final score does echo as to how PRX are looking to perform for the rest
Recon
of the
doesn't
season.
hit anyone, so
Right now, DRX are
Orb is for
very
the
close to
taking. Also
equalizing
creates
the
a bit of
score.
pressure over
Might have
towards
been a
C.
timeout from Alex, but still,
Well, that's been going
Orange
on.
does
We
not
have a
have the
push
guns
from PRX
currently.
over towards A.
They are starting off
And
with
wait, they
a
used
pretty good
drone to
split, though.
reclear middle? How do they reclear A? Oh. This is weird from Forsaken. He should be like super happy that they're drone in middle and not peek
And it's
this.
just going to be the upheaval in towards this A site for DRX.
Whoa. Okay, no opportunity for Forsaken to gate crash back into safety, and right now, no opportunity for Divide to even find a single frag. Jing, however, marches out of garage.
Okay, so they
with
know with the
Mindfreak
drone
along
that
his
they may
back.
be
He
inside
will
it.
take a gun away from freeing. That said, a site has been given over onto DRX.
4 versus 2, plant down, which means everybody is up for DRX as well. Going to look at the backlines for Marco. Everyone else focused on towards the site at the moment. A lot of utility as well.
Recon.
To be able to play off. I'll actually spot out mine too, so there's an idea that it might even be a double drop towards Heaven.
Yeah, they spot them both.
Force him to reposition. You hear the Vandal.
Do they want to
Echo,
sacrifice money for an ult?
just a tough
I mean, yeah,
situation
I would
to be
probably
in.
let Bane fight this a
Mindfreak in
little
with
bit.
the Sheriff trying to look for a single pick, but
Oh,
nothing
Hyaman
found.
gets his
Jing
knives.
off with the save.
Can't blame him. You definitely want all of the pieces going in towards the next round as well. When you looked on the back of what's around the corner for PRX 2, right? Forsaken with the Dimensional Drift. Divide is one away from the Armageddon. These can be some really key ults for retakes as well. If you want to just recognize that you're losing a site, call the audible. Call for the strong retake. Let Forsaken go in, find you all the information. Get your stuns lined up from something. Get all of that utility ready for a really clean retake that those ultimates can definitely provide.
Did Forsaken save enough for an op?
Looking to pull off in some of the upcoming rounds.
Because an op would go pretty hard
You
here.
have that Dimensional Drift. You have the Breach Deo combos as well. But right now, this scoreline, Komodo, it's been 8 straight rounds for DRX to get themselves back into this game.
Okay, DRX know there's an op
Flashback on
out
the
and it looks
overdrive
like
as
they
well.
want to go
Hitting them on the
fast.
blades. These duelists are certainly
Okay.
looking to pop off. Shock Dart in to break a trip.
No trip there
Something
at the moment,
super
though.
committed.
It is just going to be Mindfreak at that C site to bunker down. Jing falls first, overlooking something at the moment though, so at least a little bit of a later trade in the mix, trying to get
No
on
way,
in.
something
It's so
played that
awkward
incredibly
for
well.
spray.
Hyaman.
But look at Flashback, he's got
Sorry,
the
flashback
backlines.
even.
That's not too bad.
I'm
For
so
one
used to seeing
flashback in the
Hyaman on
backline, so that's what
Neon.
ultimately cracks open the site. But here comes Forsaken with a bit of an ult. He's looking for
1,
information.
2,
He's
3.
looking to break and force them to disperse. The flash might just do that. He sends out a second one and looks to infiltrate behind enemy lines. Divide and takes initiative
2
off that
1v1s.
scenario
Whoa.
and finds one.
That was nice. Salvos to help out the
Flashback in a sudden 1-on-2.
The
Goes
Yori.
for the peak, and he will take down Forsaken. Could this be the
Whoa.
quad? It is!
Absolutely
Flashback
crazy
flashes the winning
shots.
sign against
Absolutely
PRX.
crazy,
Confidence,
crazy
that's
shots.
confidence for
That was
Flashback
incredible.
in
Fair
this
play.
squad, the first installment of him on this Neon, and he's starting to get in towards this for the team.
Even the first
I'm
kill
looking at towards what
was
Forsaken
big.
and Divide are trying to do in that
They love
retake,
a-
right?
they
But
love
I'm
a C
seeing
split through
plans go
B.
down, 2 versus 3. Sometimes you might look to question, why is he using that ultimate? He had an operator, he's switched into the Vandal, but more importantly, he's using himself as an information position at the moment there for his teammate in Divide to get the salvos right, to try and flush out the opponents, and I'm thinking it's looking gorgeous in how they're, maintaining their stability in that retake, but no. It comes over. DRX for the lead here and quick in towards the new round.
And now down to the 2-on-1. Clutch brought to you by Red Bull on Flashback, of course, but then next round coming up.
And
Bit of info and Forsaken
info on the
TPs
jump.
right the heck out of it.
as we can see, Ace super weak.
Silence
So
around the server as well.
PRX definitely speaking that they just go in garage every single round, so they want to try and punish
All the
that.
other positions around the map as well. Trade in garage if you do want, but starting to get a little bit antsy. Spotting out.
Speaking of garage, that is the
Dude, I've never
position
seen
where
a
something
team
was
drone
put
middle
around
this
before,
much.
Possibly trying to lure DRX into another hit.
There's a bit of a shift from PRX towards the A side at the moment.
That's right.
This is going to be a bit of a wrong call, freeing.
Oh,
Yeah,
spotting
they
out
got
the
no
shoulder
info
or
there.
something. Would have been a brilliant opener. This is a bit of a misread from PRX.
yeah, not enough information outside of the A lines, and that brings them over, but gives up more space around C, and that is where DRX
Yeah, they're
will
getting overwhelmed
explode.
heavy.
Bane in with the next kill, and all of a sudden, the spike goes down. Garage under DRX's control. I just can't imagine a scenario
Do PRX
where
really
takes this
need
round
to
back.
Yeah, that one actually really hurts. for
have
PRX
one
too,
trying to
because
hold
you
a
don't
line
find
on
the starting
on A,
ideas of that
especially as
round,
this
right?
drone's
You're
getting pushed
drawing
over
through
towards
mid,
middle.
you
If
see
they
no
set an
presence
op up
there,
here
you
or
see
here, they're
nothing on
just
your
so
C
fine.
utility. You have a spot out through garage. You see nothing.
This is
so
twice
you
now they've
start to
heard the
calculate,
drone
Yeah,
for
they're over
middle.
towards A. They're either sewers or they're long, though we don't really have any idea to confirm that,
It's a
right?
Bobo with the tier
Forsaken's
1.
not
Thank
in
you,
a
thank you,
forward
the
line.
Amons.
You don't have, you know, anything else really over there. Divai, well, he was just focused in droning towards mid, so even he can't do anything over towards A, who's the extra closer member. So, unfortunately for PRX in this round, they do have to look to try and save the remainder of their guns.
Yeah, still though, they are conceding that round, and as we near double digits, well, we just landed.
I think
on
you
double
need to
digits
save
mode.
that.
It is going to be a bit of an intense scenario.
Sure, it
let's
doesn't
say,
really
for
matter for
PRX to be
DRX.
in.
Their money's
You're starting to
incredible.
feel that pressure mount up again, and this is where you can wonder, is the pressure getting to them?
Okay, this timeout
Potentially
is
so.
for sure going to be about A
We're
control.
looking around what some sort of successes, you know, would come out from a comp like this that PRX are playing with, and you're not really seeing, you know, a lot of those normal combos of fault lines and salvos, then getting Forsaken on the line. Back to the drawing board to get some information from Alex. What does he recognize at the moment? Because remember, when DRX were in a situation like this on their other side, Termi goes for the timeout, and they come out with a flawless remainder of the
DRX?
half,
I mean,
4 in a row, and well,
Flashback had a really
they've continued
rough
a flawless run so
defense,
far.
but he's playing great on attack right now.
He
He also has a rough role on defense. He's meant to try hold A, and all he has is like Neon stun to get there.
necessarily have anything too cerebral to call out for his team.
Mitch the fellow with the tier 1, thank you for the 28 months.
At the
Thank you,
same time,
thank
though,
you.
he is being very active, so I do wonder what kind of plan he has cooked up for the next round. They managed to keep their guns, at least.
Yeah, surviving with a couple of them over will bolster them up in a round such as this, but you've got to
I would
question,
love
right,
to
the
see some
momentum
more
going
like
over towards DRX, who you think
passive
might be
kill
a bit
trips
shaky
maybe.
going onto a double
Or
doors that we've not
this might be a
really
bit
seen
too
some role
obvious.
shifts,
The
across
Cypher
the
over
whole
towards
server.
A as they want to
Also
go
online. Yeah, I
aggro.
was about to say as well, Rolling Thunder,
They just call a
Armageddon,
switch,
again,
a
key
standard
pieces
switch.
that you can, you know, take in towards a retake, one from Mind Freak away for that neural theft. So I'm thinking, well, if you're going to be forced in towards a retake, these aren't the worst
Would they put the
items to have
Cypher
available.
elsewhere?
Well,
And
they
you
did
just have
start out
one
with a bit of
kill?
a creep
Okay,
outside
it's
of
not
B
as
for
obvious as I
Forsaken, for
thought.
Sure. He does have the gate crash towards the back of A as well. Just a bit of a spray, doesn't see anything.
But what do they have to
Back on the
retake?
site, where DRX,
Breach
you know,
or
off the previous
tail?
round win, they think, well, we could probably do
Those
something
ult to
around
stop
here
the
as well.
flood, maybe.
Well, it would be successive, but again, if you are going to shift in towards a retake for PRX, you definitely want to have these abilities, right?
Yeah,
so
kill
they've
trip,
been
but nothing to
holding
get
a
off it.
bunch of them
He
just
even
by
got
the
spammed
nature of
down
how
a
the
little
start of
bit.
this round was
EP
played.
goes into
You
the
gotta
corner.
imagine you have to work off of some kind of
Where
info,
can
and
they
that's
even
what
sit
that
on
drone is
site? Is this
looking
not going to be a
do.
killer
Slot it out
combo?
A little bit, Rolling Thunder immediately out, still holding on to the armor, get it. But here it comes, a bit of a clone sent through.
Ult sight into Teo deep.
Forsaken starts
Nice,
his assault
man.
out from heaven.
It's nice when Forsaken hits 3 instant headshots as well. What is that from him? PRX cannot repeat this because of the
After the
ults.
timeout, an immediate
Like, this was
effect,
purely
right?
just an
So
ult
you're
round,
playing a
that's
good
why they felt
percentage
so
on the back
comfy
of that one,
retaking
but
A.
again, Rolling Thunder, not direct
It's just nice that
lead where the
all
Armageddon
on
is
top and
too.
then you
You're
just have
waiting for
breach damage
Forsaken
here.
to get that blind side out
Sorry,
of heaven and gate crash
Teo
into the
damage
side or
ult.
drop on down. You know, some nice ideas from PRX in that scenario, but they don't play their hand. They don't get too overcomplicated, right? It's not like you're throwing the whole kitchen sink in towards
Dude, I feel like you
round. It's
popped him in
very
heaven, though.
cohesive.
Like,
What
is
is
this not nuts from his
utility they need
POV?
to throw it out. Even the aftershock in hell, you know, it does some work to try
That
and
shot's nice.
dislodge flashback. So I really do like how that retake was formulated for PRX.
And that's a great round for them, a sigh of relief if anything. But with the fact that it's a flawless, you just got to imagine how much more
Okay,
they can
now,
get. If anything,
PRX
it
doing the
does
ult,
force
the DRX
to
full
kind
person
of scramble all
investment.
throughout.
Armor Flash is meant to go in here.
PRX, a 1-to-1 trade at the end, but that
Yeah,
would
an instant
signify
reaction.
a
As
go
soon as you see
time
the Armor
towards
going
this
aggro
C
like
site.
this, you kind of know
sniff
it's the
out There's
4.
no trap there from Mind Freak though, because there's camera, there's some trip, but they're just going to get in.
Yeah, still
I think this is a hard retake. You definitely got to look at
Most
Mako. Like,
curious about
Mako's the
those
most important
on
person here.
deep lurk outside B. Does PRX find him at some point? If not, it could be
1,
trouble.
2,
Right now, though,
3.
at least Forsaken does spot Hyunmin out by C-Long. 3 players, though, from DRX, all coming in. They're just looking to provide that additional support, and there it is.
And look
Even with
great.
the second
They found
flash, it's
Mako,
not
though.
gonna be enough. Something will get gunned down, and that's the entire C-Long
I like the
area
DRX
being
are just a
controlled
unit
by
together,
DRX.
though.
A tough defuse going
I mean, that's
through.
half.
Mind Freak, though, nonetheless, still trying to
Don't
stick
think
it,
it's gonna
but here
matter.
comes that Hunter's Fury. He gets lazed, and all that's left is just Divai. Mako
Okay,
marches forward
1-9
back
loss
into
bonus,
our
chat.
C-Link. Divai now at
And
this
as we can
point
see, money-wise, they're
just
fine, but it's only going to be
looking
fine
for a
for
bit of a
1
safe
round.
haven, well, on the map of Haven, of course, but
This
still
will be 1k for Devi if he can survive.
somewhat surrounded. Look at
Yeah.
Bane.
Untenable. An absolutely untenable position from him in the beginnings of this retake here. I got to highlight as well, right? You mentioned Marco going for that little
Oh boy, they're still fine to buy.
Marco's position actually extremely
Jing
paramount.
could drop
When
an op
throws
if
out
he
a
wanted
paranoia,
to. Sorry,
it
Divide
dispatches
has the
the guys
money.
around
Divide
C a
could
little
drop an
bit
op
from
if he wanted
PRX.
to.
Starting to consider, is
I would
Marco actually gonna
love
play on the back
someone
of
to be in a
this rotate?
position
Is he going
for
to
the
get
kill
in that
trips
backline
that
going
they're
for this
doing.
retake? There's such a premium on Forsaken and on something in that flank of their own to try and get some damage, because if that flank is successful, if Bane doesn't have the Hunter's Fury, the team of DRX are not looking towards the spike, and you can get some sort of retake happening successfully. So a couple of key moments in that round going DRX's way.
For sure, but right now, I mean, still, all eyes are on Forsaken with how he's going to work
but this recon
door.
just scanned
Previously,
all
with
of
that
C.
dimensional drift, trying to get space around C-Long. Didn't quite work out this time.
Yeah, and look at freeing,
into garage.
realizing they go aggro here,
DRX are
and that probably means
very cautious with
the
how they're
Cypher's
looking for
playing
this
over
at
towards A,
point.
so it can take a lot of
Changing
space.
up the approach though, are PRX sending Mind Freak's territory over towards this A site, and freeing just playing hooky with the camera, but eventually getting the job done. You start to piece together a bit of information around where these players are on the map.
So,
Bit of a chase against that stealth drone as well, but here it goes. More information found. Defy, though, open positions.
that is a big
Bane
jewel.
punishing
That's
him
a
right
big
down.
jewel
Killed
as
him
well,
out
and they
towards
lost the
back of
jewel
B
over
as
towards
well.
Heaven with
Forsaken,
Mind Freak.
the only one left.
Oh man, DRX are just
Wicked
popping
towards
them.
the open lanes once more, and flashback
Dude, this is
says
such a
lights
drastic
out.
turnaround, man.
Or surviving as
It
well
was
for
like,
DRX in that
was it
scenario.
8-0
Again,
or
another gun round
7-0?
come
I
through
can't
from
remember.
PRX where you're seeing a change, right?
And
As
it's
I
turned
mentioned,
into
the
3
Cypher setup over
chances.
towards
They
A.
got
You're
1
trying
on
to look for your
defense.
Cypher locking down one area of this map to let the rest of your team explore, play on utility, play on information. Feels like something at the end of that one, a little bit disconnected from the rest of the team, right? Losing their lives in towards the front of B, not setting up any combinations of utility or anything for himself.
Dude, they lost to the
self-sufficient. So,
PRX
bit
comp.
awkward for PRX, and now 3 chances, 3 for DRX to close out this map.
All right,
That's funny.
chance uno. And they start things off a little bit safer than before. A 2-3 split with Forsaken up towards a very forward.
Dude, look at
Unfortunately
freeing
for
go.
him, though, freeing has snuck past. That could be, you know, the nail on
He's
the head.
walked
It's the
onto
nail on
A
the
site within the first 20
Powerful for him.
seconds.
It's just how he plays it at the moment, and the opener is there on a Forsaken. That has to be the call
Well,
for the team to immediately get over here. He's setting up
that's
all
the-
the full utility. It's just
that's the
Heaven that's
game.
going to be a little bit dirty. And now Marco
Bro, there's
again can transition
every
into playing
time
his
there's a
own
lurk
little lurk, and
everywhere.
we've already seen
There's a
how
constant lurk
destructive
on the
that has
map.
been so far too.
Very, very much so, Komodo. This could be it. DRX, not only did they win out in timing or the duels, they're winning out in positions as
Yeah,
well.
we gotta
And
look at
PRX
Mako here.
just have to consistently
latest
watch
luck.
their back. That is nothing too comfortable. You're gonna always feel like someone's right behind you, and as they push on out,
Damn, dude,
it's
this
a
is so
choke
devastating for
point.
for
DRX
PRX.
has them under a
It was a very nice
winning
attack
out
from
13-9
DRX. They
as
kind of
the final
spammed
score on their own
the
map pickup.
Vision
A
Strikers.
singular defensive round to come through
double
from there
duelist
on
hits,
PRX's side.
where
It's
you
gotta
go
be a
through
little
BC
bit
split.
hurting for them. And
I
not even a
think
little
if
bit, really.
they'd,
You're up 8-4 at the
if
half.
PRX
You're
had
thinking
mixed
all
up
the
their
momentum's
Cypher
going
stuff,
your
maybe
way.
less traditional,
And then DRX
they
just kind of
would have
come
had a
out of
better
the
time
gates
here.
a little bit firing, continue in towards the second half, and you